Moving on.
What's next?
Moving on.
Yeah.
To
That's
the
good.
combine
like
that
it.
takes center stage in the National Football League. And a Penn State defensive end who thinks he should be number one. Roll sound.
It's very important for me. That's one of the goals I made before the season. Something I always talked about. It's what I work for. And I feel like I'm getting close to that. Just got to keep working, keep putting the effort in, and I'm going to accomplish my dream.
How realistic do you feel like it is to go number one this year?
I feel like it's very realistic. And I feel like I'm the best player in the country, and the best player should be selected number one.
I hear you, Abdul Carter. I hear you.
I love
What do you
it.
make of that?
I love it. Again, it just comes down to how the Titans evaluate Will Levis and the quarterbacks available in the draft. That's it. That's what it comes down to. Because if they're not completely sold on these quarterbacks in the draft and feel Will Levis is the guy that they can go into year two with, then they can 100% just take Abdul Carter, rip the knob off, and hope he turns into the next Myles Garrett or Micah Parsons.
I was going to say Micah
putting
Parsons,
up his number 11.
Mm-hmm.
The uniform number of Micah from the same institution of higher learning. So that's the question. And he clearly is all that. He jumped off the screen every single time Penn State played. You knew exactly where he was. And if you didn't, you just had to wait 2 seconds after the snap and you noticed where he was, which was usually in the lap of the quarterback or right in the backfield of the opponent. So, listen, it's really comes down to who is the best quarterback for the Tennessee Titans. Is he in the draft? Is he already on their sideline? Or can they go ahead in the next 2 weeks and make this decision obvious by snagging somebody from free agency? And that's all part of the piece of the puzzle that we'll be talking about over, the first day of our combine coverage, which is the front seven. And, obviously Abdul Carter is not going to be out there working out. But the question is, do the Titans feel they have their quarterback right now? And if they don't, do they go get him the second week of March? And if they don't, what do they do atop this draft? And that has nothing to do with Abdul Carter's abilities. He clearly is the best pass rusher available in this year's draft. He may not be the best defensive player. That could be Travis Hunter, who I assume we'll be hearing from tomorrow when the defensive backs have their say at the podium. But it doesn't surprise me to hear Abdul Carter say that, and it's not him being boastful. He is worthy of the number one overall pick, that's for sure.
Yeah, and the Titans have said that they know that he can play both ways. And so the question will be, if you're taking the best player out there, how do you pass over Hunter? I mean, I think that's my question.
Yeah, no, we have no idea. It's interesting. I think, Chris, you said before the end of the show yesterday, did Andrew Berry come out and say that he thought that Travis Hunter was a wide receiver first?
Yeah,
was he the one who said that?
Yeah, Andrew Berry said they're viewing him as a wide receiver first, which is the first person we've heard to say that.
To do that, yeah. Right? And again, I find that fascinating that he would say something like that, and it's believable. And the more I think about it is, how do you not take somebody who is as unique as him? That said, somebody like him who takes half of the field away defensively and lights up a scoreboard offensively, is that better than going ahead and taking your future quarterback? Is that better, if you're Tennessee, than the best pass rusher in the draft? Completely different from last year's draft, when we knew the first 3 players were going to be quarterbacks, and wondering if it was maybe the first 4 players who were going to be quarterbacks as well. It's a totally different year, completely different, where free agency plays a massive role in how the draft plays out in late April. That's 2 weeks away. So good thing we got a combine to keep us occupied.
Catch the Rich Eisen Show live weekdays from 12 to 3 p.m. Eastern on Roku Sports Channel in the U.S. Search Rich Eisen Show on your Roku device for daily replays.